there's any call that we must first stop. No, we can't wait to save lives. That's my message. We really can't wait to reach those who are at greatest risk. And the elderly people are at greatest risk. We must do it simultaneously. And the more vaccines we have, the better. So let me just deal with the question. So if you look over the last 7 days, last week we were at around 390,000 cases per day last week. By Tuesday, we got, so last week we had a big jump. By Tuesday we were at 600,000 cases per day. Now the daily infection rate increased almost double in a period of a week, from around the average of 300,000 to the average of 600,000. But in 2 days, between then and now, we had a sustained increase of cases that are in 2 days, our cases have been above 1,000. So on Tuesday, we were saying the following. Our message on Tuesday was that we are not yet at the third wave, but we see rapid and sustained increase. That's Tuesday, when the numbers were just 600,000 cases a day. I can't repeat the same now. The numbers have doubled before 7 days. What we would have expected is that at least we will reach 1,200 in 7 days. The numbers have just doubled to 1,200. I can't say we are not yet at the third wave. Firstly, 1,000 cases a day lifts the risk above the roof. The threshold, we have a group of scientists that are working with us in our province. They are doing modeling, they are doing tracking, modeling data using artificial intelligence, that the threshold of the daily cases, once they hit 1,000 a day, you have to be very, very worried. And I'm saying we are now at 1,200. Normally there's a behavior of the cases where sometimes over the weekend the cases come down. So I want to share with you in the media. When we looked at the weekend numbers, you can get a false impression that the situation is stabilizing just by looking at weekend. Weekend, often the numbers come down slightly in a weekend and they spike in the course of the week. So by the time we get to our next coronavirus command council meeting, which is every Tuesday, the critical question that our advisory committee was looking at is, where will we be next week? It is safer to say to the people of our province, if the numbers can double in 2 days, within 1 week, if the numbers can double as they have done, we must be very, very worried. It means the virus is out there. There are too many people who are getting infected with the virus, including schools. We are now seeing that even schools, learners at schools, the virus is out there in large numbers. Would we recommend stricter measures? We will not recommend a shutdown of the economy. That's one thing I must say. Yes, we want the level, because the risk-adjusted strategy must also take into account geographic specific circumstances. So we are a province that is in the heat at the moment. We are in the face of fire. The storm is here. Yes, we would like a situation without shutting down the economy. There are measures that we would like to be stricter regulation and restriction measures that we would like to see, because people are no longer observing the the fact that there are regulations. We see it in funerals. The feedback we are getting also from the police and the communities on the ground is that people are not even observing even the restrictions of funerals. But also there are places that worry us a lot. Entertainment places where there are supposed to be observance of social distancing. These hangout places, places of entertainment, including in restaurants. The police, the team that's monitoring this for us to enforce is saying to us, there's no observance of those restrictions about how many people. And we want to send a strong message there. Enforcement shall be something that we are going to really, really drive. We will drive enforcement, but it is better that communities change behavior. It is better. We succeeded in slowing down the second wave. In Gauteng province, the second wave was not as severe as it was elsewhere in the Republic. We succeeded in slowing it down, firstly because there were restrictions. Yes, we were at level 3, but I saw a lot of people were responding to the message about wearing masks. You go to the townships now, people wear masks only when they get in the shops. As soon as they get out of the shop where there's some monitoring, walking around in the community, people are no longer wearing masks. And we want to really, really call upon the people of our province that we are at great risk at the moment. We will not win this battle without the cooperation and support and the behavioral change of communities. I particularly want to address my message to young people. Young people in the townships and in areas like CBDs, the CBD of Tshwane, where there are universities, the CBD of Johannesburg, in areas where there are residences. The police are reporting to us that there's no observance of the health protocols in those areas, including that the regulations are just flouted. So we are going to increase law enforcement visibility. But I also want to say that when we have the National Coronavirus Command Council, we will be one of the provinces that says, let's tighten the measures, let's tighten the restrictions. But I want to repeat, but we can't afford closing down the economy. We cannot afford closing down the economy unless we reach a point where the situation is so out of control. So it's in our hands. It is in our hands. We can do something about it. When we did something about it earlier, during the second wave, we were able to slow down the infection rate. So that's my attitude to this question, that together with communities, we can slow down the infection rate. But we definitely want to see increased restrictions. This province is burning from the point of view of the virus that is out there. The enemy is out there. And the number of people who are getting infected are just too many to can ignore. The situation is not normal. And it requires us to respond in a particular way. It's just that it's not possible to shut down completely one part of the country. But I want to see a situation where we increase the level of restrictions in Gauteng, especially ensure that there are no super spreader events allowed anywhere else. We must work with law enforcement and community leaders to allow no activity that is going to increase the spread of the virus in our province. So thank you very much. On that note, I think we have dealt with all the questions.
Thank you very much, Premier. Thank you very much, colleagues. Let's see other the clinic. Yeah.